My name is Tom Barrett. I'm a musician from Jersey City, New Jersey. I, write and sing sort of acoustic indie folk songs, whatever. I have a band called Tom Barrett and the Cuts. I have an album coming out on September 9th on Mint 400 Records called You Are and You've Always Been. And yeah, I don't know. That's it. I've been playing music since I was 8 years old. I've been playing in bands since I was 16 years old. And I've been playing in Jersey City in various bands since 1999, 2000. When I was a kid, MTV was new. And so they would just kind of play whatever was handed to them. And so you would see like a lot of like AC/DC videos and they would just be like these live performances, and I just like fell in love with AC/DC and like Angus Young and Malcolm Young, and so I really just wanted to like get an electric guitar and just like, and Van Halen too, like you go through a phase where you love them as a kid and then you become like a self-conscious teenager and you reject them, and then you come into maturity and then you just accept like, yeah, this is no longer a guilty pleasure, like this is, yeah. It's good stuff. People I look up to, singer-songwriters like Elliott Smith and like Jeff Tweedy and Lou Barlow. When I was a teenager and I was kind of discovering all the music that would kind of like lead me down the path to where I am now, I looked up to people like that, and I would spend a lot of time just kind of like learning how to play their songs and imitating them, like in my bedroom and stuff as a younger person, and then eventually I kind of like tried to figure out how to write my own songs. I spent a lot of time playing instruments in other people's bands, and I just kind of got to a point where I realized that the time only moves forward. Like I wasn't getting any younger, and so I kind of needed to really just do something for myself that I really wanted to do, that was like really important to me, and that was sort of an extension of myself. I don't really have one way of doing things. I used to come up with all of the music first and demo it, and then I would like think of a vocal melody and lyrics later, and I used to do it that way almost exclusively. These days I write more on the acoustic. I try to come up with chord progressions and melodies and stuff that way, and but then again I go back and forth. It really just happens. I think I like performing more than anything else. Yeah, I think I enjoy performing. Like, I like to record. I also don't necessarily like enjoy the process of recording. I like the feeling of after you record something and you are finished after like a long 8-hour session, like driving around and like listening to it for a while, and just kind of the feeling of accomplishing something. I really enjoy planning for my shows. I enjoy mapping out like a good like set list and like trying to figure out all the beats. I feel like before the pandemic, you're nervous. There's like a nervous energy that happens, and it kind of works itself out like through the first 2 songs, and then you're kind of like, if things are going well, you're enjoying yourself and having a good time. Nowadays, it's like I still enjoy playing live. It's just there's like a nervousness that just kind of like runs throughout the whole. Like it never completely goes away. Like I can't completely surrender to it. Like I kind of have to be like on like standing guard or something like that, and watching out for myself.
Can you have an album coming out in September, you mentioned?
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
It's called You Are and You've Always Been, and it's a 10-track album. It has 8 actual songs on it, and 2 songs are kind of like these instrumental sort of segue tracks. And it's mostly acoustic. There's some full band songs on it. I recorded it all myself. I played all the instruments, mixed it myself.
I
am
You
proud of
should be.
it. It's like, but you know, it's also not the album that I set out to make. I was setting out to make a different record that was kind of a more full band affair with a couple of, you know, soft passages, and I kind of ended up making, or the record that materialized is kind of ended up being the opposite of that, where like it's mostly soft drumless acoustic tracks, and there's a couple of like full band songs on it. You know, it's kind of like the backwards version of what I set out to make. Music just happens, and it has to happen, and you kind of have to let it happen. If songs come together and are able to coexist together in a way that flows naturally and feels natural, then you kind of have to let nature take its course.
Sure.
You know, and that's kind of what this record is. Like, you know, there are songs on it that are kind of like more freshly recorded, and then there's like a song on it that I recorded sort of like not long after the pandemic. You know, and I just put it on there because it really felt well within this body of songs. Like thematically, it made sense. Sonically, it made sense. It just made sense. Now you can find my music on Apple Music. You can find it on Spotify. TomBarrett75.bandcamp.com. My album's out September 9th. I have a pretty big show coming up.
Okay.
My next show is September 9th at White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Excellent.
It's my band.
Coinciding with the album.
It's for the album release. My band, Tom Barrett and the Cuts, are playing, and there's 4 other really great Jersey City bands who I love. They're Sunshine in the Rain, 50 Foot Furies, CR and the Nuns, and Sean Kiley are all playing the show, and it's going to be a really good night. I'm really looking forward to it.
There it is, September 9th. Album
September
dropping,
9th.
Concert to promote it. Tom Barrett, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much for having me.